A superheroine episode, huh? Well, best get into the spirit. It's been done. I bet this'll get me more subscribers, bub. Oh, that hurts so much. Why does he do that all the time? Well, this doesn't seem too bad. A bit drafty, perhaps, but yowza! Since when is indecent exposure a superpower? I swear, officers, I didn't know this would happen.
Oh, we don't care about that whole Summer of Love look. We're here because of your last video.
What?
We're the comedy police. You're under arrest for violating the rule of threes and bad slapstick.
Dang, tough crowd. It's strange how strong this episode started out for me, because it's actually addressing some of my issues with Castlemania and Daring Don't. We see Twilight being caring and nurturing towards Spike like a big sister, and the main six revisit the castle ruins in broad daylight as a group. So I guess the castle renovation project is another arching storyline for the season, bringing our continuity count to 5. Wait, where did this thing come from? We're also introduced to the idea that equestrians like comic books, meaning that we once again can enjoy fiction within fiction. And this story keeps the fictional world and Equestria nice and separate, which I prefer to making the double fiction character real. But the story starts to unravel as we learn that Twilight brought Spike all the way to the castle with no clear plan of how to put him to use. One of Spike's greatest qualities is that he's usually a reliable and eager assistant. Even in Spike at Your Service, he never gave up on a challenge just because it was daunting. So why isn't he providing refreshments to the hard workers, or helping Twilight keep a checklist? It's understandable that he feels sullen at being left out, yet there were so many ways he could have been included that I feel this issue was engineered more than flowing naturally from the character. The story starts to rev up as Spike goes off to read a comic and comes across a blank page with mystery text.
I know I saw a magnifying glass lying around last time I was here.
Continuity!
We're treated to more freaky animation as the ponies are pulled into the comic universe. Guess this means I need to give the superhero thing another try, but you know what? I think I'm turning Japanese. Brave in.
Capareccio, Silver-Quill.
Reviewer change. Hire. The strangest and silliest reviewer in history. Reviewer Sentai, Silver-Quill. So we enter the world of Metropolis and find that our favorite heroines have turned into other heroines.
You're the Power Ponies!
Coming soon from Hasbro Toys. Bug your mom, bug your dad. You need these toys. Your happiness depends on it. But what's this? A maniacally maned miscreant? A plot twist that twists many plots? Are heroines captured and a meta-humor dragon having to masculine up? And if you hurt a firefly, does Fluttershy not make you bleed? That Adam West stuff is a real time saver. I'm brushing past the superheroine plot because it's basically a paint-by-numbers story. I think that's a result of having 3 writers work on this. You can't go too far off the beaten trail for fear that the others won't be able to follow. There are 2 storylines running through this episode. First is the ponies having to adapt to being superheroines. Despite that premise, this is really a Spike episode, and Spike is stuck in the role of the comedic sidekick, whom he despises.
Humdrum never stops the villain. He's just there for comic relief.
There's a quote from The Magician King by Lev Grossman that fits well here. Everybody wanted to be the hero of their own story. Nobody wanted to be the comic relief. As an audience watching a show about Twilight and company, we see Spike as the comic relief who sometimes helps out. Yet if we were to see the story from Spike's point of view, would he view himself the same way? I don't doubt that Spike views his contributions and his life as important, so being cast in the role of a useless character has got to be the worst kind of insult that adds to the baggage he brought into the comic world. The problem comes in that Spike continually mopes and declares his mood while... Whoa, wait. Brace yourselves. I'm having a nostalgia flashback.
He's pretty much useless.
Why'd I have to be the chosen one?
Guess I'll just hang back here doing nothing.
I've got so many responsibilities, I'm not sure I can handle them all.
We've probably already figured out how to escape.
I don't think I've got what it takes to be our leader.
I have no problem with a character facing internal conflict. In fact, I love it. Yet expressing that conflict through dialogue alone is a major mistake. The audience can't share in the character's feelings and instead are either bored with the conflict or see the character as a whiner. Hurricane Fluttershy did a stronger job of letting us experience a character's conflict through expressions and events, not just dialogue.
Good thing you're not really Humdrum then.
For starters, I doubt Humdrum has magical fire breath and can go swimming in lava without dying. As for the ponies' respective powers, they match for the most part. Rainbow Dash can control the weather, like she usually does. Applejack has a magic lasso, as opposed to her usual variety. Pinkie Pie can run super fast, which may be slower than her fourth wall breaking powers. And Rarity can now create without relying on cloth and needle. So the ponies are still doing what they're good at, yet they have to go about it in a different way. The only exception to this is Twilight. Her power is firing beams from her horn, and I can't believe that she's having trouble with that. Just turn the villain's mane into an orange and call it a day. There's a fun headcanon running around that the character Twilight represents as a Pegasus with an artificial horn, which would support the idea of limited spells. If it were true, then Twilight is a unicorn who was turned into an earth pony, then to an alicorn, and then to a Pegasus. I had no idea she was so multicultural. And then there's the Maniac. I got a kick out of this villain. It's amazing how much is forgiven a comic book character, especially when it takes after Silver Age villains. The maniacal laughter, the absurd plan, the way she chews the scenery and delights in her evilness. This is a character who has fun being the bad guy, and I can't help but join in. So it's strange to realize that she's a better and more rounded character than Aoi Zodal, whose motives and backstory are completely unknown. Is she more fun than Discord? Well, no. But she's a better villain than some characters because she knows how to keep her opponents under guard and immobile. The climactic battle of the episode was pretty fun. Every pony got to show off her power, including Fluttershy. Though I do take issue with how she was able to Hulk out. Her friends were nearly injured or killed, yet she only gets mad over a firefly? We've seen Fluttershy become angry when her friends were threatened. I get that this is played up for humor, but the disconnect is keeping me from laughing. No, guys, it's cool. It's cool. That said, I'd been looking forward to this transformation and it didn't disappoint. Fluttershy smash! Which was pretty entertaining to see, though the design is a little weird and hi?
It only took one look from your amazing eyes for me to realize you are the one. I loved your smile, your style, and then I felt your touch.
You know, her cutie mark is butterflies. Huh, I guess blocking is my superpower. Hiya! With the Maniac's defeat, the ponies and Spike return to their world, and Spike reveals that the magic comet came from a Canterlot store, thereby explaining everything away in one throwaway joke. Are you kidding me? Either the Equestrian Health and Safety Department dropped the ball, or ponies have a pretty sick idea of entertainment. And given the kind of thing Celestia kept on hand for fun, I'm thinking it's the latter. This episode produces such a strange feeling. There's fun and lighthearted action all around, and it manages to improve on some of the shortcomings of other episodes. Yet, after all is said and done, I don't feel any strong reaction, good or bad. It was nice to see Spike depicted as something other than a selfish fool, yet he didn't become any more real to me as a character. In the end, this episode leaves me feeling hollow, which in some ways is even worse than being bad. Still, not a complete loss. I found that comic book shop that Spike mentioned and they gave me a free title. Well, poop. I hate this comic with the fury of 1,000 suns.
I can give you your freedom, yet in exchange you must give me that which you love most.
Oh, but I love Diamond Tiara ever so much. But if there's no other way, I guess we have a deal.
Excellent.
Sorry about this, kiddo, but let's face it, you were gonna go to hell sooner or later. Toodles!
Hey, wait a minute.